All right, let's get some things in order. Who is ESPN predicting to leave the Indiana Fever in free agency? Who are they predicting to leave all of these teams? This is the most free agents in WNBA history. Everybody is trying to cash in on this new CBA. We got to figure out who is about to be leaving Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, along with some of the other teams. I think there are a few players that are going to be...
And now things get even more fascinating. What Caitlin Clark just pulled off isn't merely about rescuing two teammates from the brink. It's a resounding statement, a thunderclap heard across the entire WNBA. She has, in essence, declared, "If you want to win with me, you protect my circle." And that unequivocal message has resonated deeply throughout the league's inner sanctums. Because, make no mistake, this wasn't some minor behind-the-scenes locker room request. This was a full-on, undeniable power move. Clark has now ascended to a position where her voice carries more undeniable weight than half the boardroom combined. Every significant decision Indiana makes from this moment forward, every trade, every free agent signing, every major marketing initiative will now be filtered through one critical question. How does this impact Caitlin Clark? And honestly, that is precisely how it should be. You do not treat a generational, franchise-altering player like a random, expendable roster piece. You treat her as the absolute foundation. You build the entire house, brick by brick, around her. And that is the undeniable truth this recent move emphatically proves. Clark has now solidified her position as the undisputed architect of Indiana's future. Let's be real. When the initial whispers circulated that she had intervened to save Sophie and Lexie, a significant portion of the internet erupted in outrage. Some screamed favoritism, others decried her as too controlling. But here's the crucial context that those same critics conveniently forget: the sheer, unadulterated chaos this team navigated last season. Half the roster was a revolving door of injuries. The media landscape was a relentless, unforgiving circus. The entire league had Clark under an unblinking microscope 24/7, scrutinizing her every move. She endured brutal physical play on the court, was booed with venom on the road, and yet she consistently showed up, dropping logo threes and almost single-handedly dragging her team into the playoffs. You simply do not survive, let alone thrive, through that kind of season without an unshakable inner circle, without people who have your back unequivocally. And for Clark, those people were, and remain, Sophie and Lexie. Sophie, with her fiery spirit, was the first one to speak up, to unleash her impassioned defense when everyone else maintained a fearful silence. When critics launched cheap shots, she fired back with equal ferocity. When Clark suffered a hard foul, Sophie was the first one ready to throw elbows, a silent protector. That kind of profound, undeniable loyalty doesn't just go unnoticed. It etches itself onto the soul of a team. And Lexie? She's the quiet, indispensable glue. Calm under pressure, consistently reliable, she embodies the kind of steady presence every superstar needs by their side. She masterfully executes all the small, thankless tasks that never make highlight reels but consistently, undeniably win games. She spaces the floor with intelligent movement, defends multiple positions with quiet tenacity, and never once complains about her role. You cannot possibly replace that kind of intricate chemistry, that deep-seated trust, with some random free agent, no matter their talent. You cannot simply trade for trust, and Caitlin Clark understands this profound truth better than anyone. For weeks, the narrative surrounding Lexie Hull was absolute. She was as good as gone from Indiana. Tearful goodbyes from fans flooded social media, farewell posts proliferated, and whispers circulated that she had already begun packing her bags for a new team. It seemed like an open and shut case, another player lost in the chaotic churn of WNBA free agency. But it turns out that dramatic story was nothing more than a carefully constructed fiction, built on fragmented quotes and clickbait headlines designed to generate buzz. Because now the truth has emerged. Caitlin Clark herself stepped in decisively to ensure that Lexie Hull and Sophie Cunningham weren't going anywhere. Multiple, verifiable sources confirm that Clark directly approached Fever management, making it crystal clear that these two players were off limits. She wanted them back. She demanded stability. She needed the people she trusted implicitly to be on the floor with her next season. And you know what? She's not wrong. Let's be brutally honest. Clark's second year is the make-or-break season for this entire franchise. The Fever clawed their way from the bottom of the league to a semifinal appearance, almost entirely due to Clark's transformative impact, and the undeniable chemistry she forged with players like Lexie and Sophie. You can literally see it unfold on the court. Every time Clark executes a perfectly timed drive and kick, finding Hull for a wide-open corner three, or Sophie fearlessly crashes the glass for a crucial putback. It feels organic, seamless, almost telepathic. That's an invaluable alchemy, a deep-seated chemistry you simply cannot purchase at free agency prices. Yet the media, ever hungry for drama, twisted this strategic, loyalty-driven move into a soap opera. Because Caitlin Clark saves friends from being cut sells exponentially better than Fever exercises restricted free agent rights, like every other team. So, let's cut through the confusion. Lexie Hull is a restricted free agent. This means Indiana unequivocally controls her future. They possess the power to match any offer sheet another team dares to throw her way. She never definitively said goodbye. She simply stated she was unsure, a standard, tactical response every player gives before high-stakes contract negotiations commence. But the game changer, the moment that altered everything, was Caitlin Clark's powerful public reaction. She went straight to Lexie's farewell post and commented just 3 potent words: "So proud of you." That wasn't a casual goodbye from a friend. That was a direct, undeniable signal. A subtle yet unmistakable declaration of "I got you." And make no mistake, the Indiana front office saw it. Because if Clark publicly backs someone, if she invests her considerable capital in a player, you can be absolutely certain that ownership isn't just taking notes. They're taking action. This isn't 2023 anymore. Caitlin Clark isn't merely a player. She is a multi-million-dollar brand, a cultural phenomenon. Her voice, her opinion, her desires now carry as much weight as any coach's playbook or executive's spreadsheet. Now let's dissect the profound ripple effects of this decision on the rest of the team. Keeping Sophie and Lexie fundamentally alters Indiana's trajectory and strategic direction. It signals an unmistakable shift, a deliberate pivot towards prioritizing chemistry and cohesion over chaotic, unpredictable roster turnover. It signifies that management is finally, truly listening to the players who, quite frankly, make them watchable, make them relevant. It means they are abandoning the pretense that this is still merely a rebuilding phase. Because the undeniable truth is this: Indiana's championship window is now inextricably linked to Clark's prime years and Boston's burgeoning dominance in the paint. The entire league is finally, desperately paying attention. You do not, under any circumstances, squander that golden opportunity to save a few $1,000s on the salary cap. This bold move, the deliberate retention of Sophie and Lexie, is the Indiana Fever, through the voice of its superstar, declaring, "We are serious. We are legitimate contenders." They aren't just retaining valuable role players. They are safeguarding the very heartbeat, the very soul of the team. And yes, it was Caitlin Clark, with her quiet yet absolute authority, who made it happen. Does this then officially anoint her as the unofficial GM of the Indiana Fever? Perhaps not officially in title or compensation, but practically? Absolutely, undeniably. Think about it for a moment. Would any of this have transpired if anyone else had made such a request? No chance. Zero. If Sophie or Lexie had individually approached management with this plea, they would, by now, likely have been replaced by more cost-effective options. But with the colossal force of Caitlin Clark standing unequivocally behind them, they are suddenly transformed into core culture pieces. That, my friends, is power. And it serves as a potent, timely reminder of how swiftly and dramatically the WNBA's entrenched power dynamics are shifting. This is no longer the old league, where players were expected to remain silent, to simply do as they were told, to accept their fate. The new generation, fearlessly led by transformative figures like Clark, is fundamentally altering how front offices operate. They are no longer just athletes. They are powerful stakeholders. And Caitlin Clark's audacious yet subtle move has just shown every young player in the league precisely how to leverage their immense power without uttering a single dramatic word, without tweeting a cryptic threat, without posting an ambiguous quote. She simply communicated her clear desires to her team, and she got it. And the fans, for their part, absolutely loved it. The comment sections exploded with fervent cheers for her leadership. Fever fans proudly hailed her as the boss. Others declared, finally, someone who knows what this team truly needs. Because deep down, everyone intuitively understands that she is unequivocally right. Keeping Sophie and Lexie isn't just about preserving friendships. It's about strategically building something real, something foundational, something lasting. You win championships, you build dynasties by surrounding yourself with the right, indispensable people. Ask any great athlete throughout history. Michael Jordan had Pippen. Kobe Bryant had Fisher. Steph Curry has Draymond. And now Caitlin Clark has Sophie and Lexie. They are not merely teammates. They are vital extensions of her unique playing style, essential balances to her offensive explosion. They protect her, they elevate her, they make the entire game flow smoother, more cohesively. And that is precisely why fans are already proclaiming this as the smartest move of the entire offseason. Because instead of idly standing by, allowing management to inexplicably dismantle something that demonstrably works, Clark forced their hand, compelling them to lock it down. That's not diva behavior. That is unequivocally winning behavior. And honestly, it's about time the WNBA had a star who not only dominates the highlight reels, but also intimately understands how to strategically build a lasting, undeniable legacy. So now, heading into the next season, the Fever possess everything they need. Visionary leadership, undeniable chemistry, and a core group of players who genuinely believe in each other. And they have Caitlin Clark to thank for that profound transformation. The league establishment might not relish the immense influence she's rapidly gaining, but they are powerless to deny the results, the tangible impact. Because one thing is now crystal clear, the Indiana Fever are no longer a perpetual rebuilding project. They are a team being dynamically shaped by the most powerful, influential voice in women's basketball. And if management was truly smart enough to listen this time, this strategic, unprecedented move might just be the very first, definitive step toward a historic championship run. So what do you think? Did Caitlin Clark just single-handedly save the Fever from another off-season disaster? Or is she, at such a young age, accumulating too much power for her own good? Drop your thoughts below. Hit like and subscribe for more unfiltered breakdowns of the drama behind the WNBA headlines. Because one thing's for sure, the story of Caitlin Clark is just getting started.
It's very uncertain for the entire league in general, but you're a free agent for the first time. Have you thought about what free agency might look like for you if you'd like to be back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a restricted free agent, so I think that changes things a little bit, but I've loved my years here in Indiana. So obviously with a lot of uncertainty, you don't know what's to come, but I've built a life here, and I love this franchise. I love the people, I love the fans, so we'll see what comes.
Aliyah? Now hold on, because this story just got even spicier. According to multiple well-placed insiders, the Fever's front office had already drawn up plans to aggressively cut costs this offseason. Their strategy included not matching Lexie Hull's next contract offer, fully expecting her to garner significant bids from rival teams who viewed her as a valuable defensive specialist off the bench. But then a ripple. Clark's camp, seemingly with an almost uncanny intuition, caught wind of these internal deliberations. And just like that, everything changed. Suddenly, management was forced to pause, to reevaluate, to review options. Then came the calculated media storm. Whispers of Clark's private, impactful meeting with GM Amber Cox began to leak. Discussions around player chemistry and Clark's core preferences suddenly dominated headlines. And within a mere week, the entire tone shifted. The very same executives who days earlier were prepared to let Lexie Hull walk freely were now publicly articulating commitments to preserving continuity and rewarding chemistry. Translation: Caitlin Clark got what she wanted. And the pressure wasn't just about Lexie. Sources indicate that Sophie Cunningham, who had been under heavy scrutiny for her fiercely outspoken comments in defense of Clark, was also squarely on the chopping block. After the highly publicized WNBA warning incident, where she passionately defended Clark against perceived injustices, management was reportedly prepared to cut ties, eager to avoid any further distractions. But then Clark stepped in again. She made it unequivocally clear that she wanted Sophie back too. That's right. The player who had courageously absorbed online attacks for defending Clark was now being shielded and protected by Clark herself. That is the very definition of authentic loyalty, a bond forged in fire. And that profound loyalty has now placed management squarely in check. Because here's the unvarnished truth. Had the Fever actually let Sophie go after everything she did to protect their franchise player, it would have been a catastrophic PR disaster of epic proportions. This is the very same franchise that, not long ago, prided itself on making decisions purely based on cold analytics and meticulously crafted long-term plans. Now, a seismic shift has occurred. Their operational compass is recalibrated. Their decisions are fundamentally influenced by what keeps number 22, Caitlin Clark, happy and engaged. And honestly, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. When you possess a truly generational player, someone who single-handedly fills entire stadiums, whose jersey sales skyrocket into the stratosphere, and who commands national television broadcasts, you don't just build a team. You build an entire organization around her singular vision. Not because she's making unreasonable demands, but because she has undeniably earned that right, that leverage, that unparalleled influence. Let us not forget the profound chaos and dysfunction that gripped the Fever before Clark's arrival. They didn't just desperately need a point guard. They needed a charismatic leader, a galvanizing force with a fan base so immense and passionate that it could, by sheer will, compel management to finally care again, to invest, to aspire. Clark brought precisely that. So when she quietly, directly pulls management aside and states with unwavering conviction, "I want Sophie and Lexie back," it transcends a mere player making a request. It is a powerful, undeniable movement. And for anyone who dares to suggest she's overstepping her bounds, here's the unvarnished truth. This happens everywhere in professional sports. Superstars, the true revenue generators, inherently influence roster construction. LeBron James does it, subtly and not so subtly. Steph Curry does it. A'ja Wilson, a reigning legend, does it. If you are the reason the stadium lights stay on, the reason millions tune in, you absolutely earn a say in who shares the court with you. The critical difference here is that Caitlin Clark is exerting this level of influence younger, faster, and with more impact than virtually anyone else in WNBA history. Let's talk about why this unprecedented intervention actually matters, beyond mere sentiment. Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull aren't necessarily the highest-scoring players on the roster. Their names rarely dominate the stat sheet. But what they bring to the Indiana Fever is something infinitely more valuable, more foundational. An undeniable edge, a fierce loyalty, and a tenacious spirit. They embody the invisible glue that kept this team from completely fragmenting when half the lineup was decimated by injuries, when the media circus threatened to engulf everything, and when the entire league seemed to target Clark with relentless physical play. Consider these moments. When Clark herself went down late in the season, it was Sophie Cunningham who immediately stepped into the hostile spotlight of press conferences, passionately defending her superstar teammate, and more importantly, keeping a volatile locker room calm and cohesive. And when Lexie Hull endured a rough shooting night, Clark, with unwavering trust, continued to feed her the ball, believing in her until she finally found her rhythm. That's not manufactured loyalty. That's profound trust you cannot fake. Chemistry forged in the crucible of battle. So why, given their undeniable value, would Indiana even risk losing them? The answer, as it so often is in professional sports, is simple: money. The Fever are hurtling towards an offseason where a significant portion of their bench hits free agency, and the salary cap, a tight, unforgiving leash, is poised to squeeze them hard. They simply cannot afford to pay everyone who deserves it. But, and this is the crucial distinction, they absolutely cannot afford to alienate, let alone upset, the single player who has resurrected their franchise from irrelevance, transforming it into a national sensation. And therein lies the true, raw power of Caitlin Clark. If she wants someone protected, if she expresses a desire for a specific player to remain, the team listens. Period. Full stop.
Really, really good. Actually, I'm just actually really motivated, and I think I'm at a really good spot in my life where I'm just excited to just pour into my body, pour into
unfolding drama that
things that I enjoy, and I'm just so excited for this upcoming season because I don't know where I'm going to be, and I just feel like in the W,
the collective bargaining agreement is hurtling towards its
golden years,
date,
I would say, is anywhere from 28 to 34.
For what could devolve into a messy, contentious negotiation. A potential lockout looming in 2026 has players on edge, fostering a pervasive anxiety. Nobody wants to be left in limbo, without a deal, or worse, stuck on a team that demonstrably undervalues them. That is precisely why Clark's powerful loyalty move resonates so deeply and powerfully throughout the league. She's not just protecting her friends. She's sending a profound, undeniable message to the entire roster. If you are loyal to me, if you give your all, I will fight for you. In a league where players far too often feel like disposable assets, that kind of unequivocal pledge matters more than words can express. And for a young superstar, barely out of her rookie season, to already possess that kind of gravitational pull, that level of strategic influence, that is absolutely historic. Even venerated veterans like Aja Wilson and Breanna Stewart didn't wield this degree of organizational sway so early in their illustrious careers. Clark's unprecedented reach isn't solely derived from her staggering statistics or captivating highlights. It's intrinsically tied to her pervasive influence. When she speaks, people across the league and beyond listen intently. When she posts a comment, entire fan bases mobilize. When she makes a demand, ownership, however reluctantly, acts. It's astonishing to contemplate, but she is rapidly evolving into a type of player the WNBA has simply never witnessed before. A singular superstar whose fan base power is so colossal, so undeniable, that it can genuinely force the hands of executive decision makers. Fans, raw with emotion and invested like never before, would have perceived it as an unforgivable act of betrayal. You simply cannot, in good conscience, release the one player who literally and figuratively stepped up to protect your franchise star amidst the chaos of on-court targeting and relentless media scrutiny. That is not how you cultivate trust with a passionate, burgeoning fan base. So, Clark's intervention wasn't just remarkably astute. It was, in fact, absolutely necessary. She didn't just save two teammates. She saved the Fever from their own short-sighted decision-making and from enduring another brutal round of media backlash that this team, frankly, cannot afford. Because let's be absolutely real. This team doesn't need more negative headlines, more internal drama, or more player instability. It desperately needs exactly what Clark is demanding: stability, unwavering consistency, and the kind of unified locker room energy that keeps players singularly focused on winning, rather than being mired in internal conflicts. And the undeniable chemistry, the intuitive balance between Clark, Sophie, and Lexie is precisely that. They are a perfectly calibrated trio: Clark's incandescent offensive fire, Sophie's fearless, outspoken edge, and Lexie's calm, consistent defensive anchor. That unique, potent mix is the fundamental reason they were able to consistently punch above their perceived weight class throughout the entire season. So no, this isn't some frivolous plea born of mere friendship or favoritism. This is about one thing and one thing only: winning. And Caitlin Clark, with an almost preternatural instinct, knows precisely what it takes to build a winning culture. So yes, she wielded her immense influence to ensure the team did not, under any circumstances, tamper with that proven winning formula. That's not ego. That's sagacious leadership, a strategic vision that looks beyond the immediate. And if Indiana's management possesses even a shred of intelligence, they will internalize this lesson. Because, let's be brutally honest, the Fever have a historical penchant for squandering momentum. They'll make significant strides one season, only to inexplicably dismantle their progress the next. Clark's decisive move forces them to confront and, hopefully, break that self-destructive habit. By unequivocally backing Sophie and Lexie, she is sending an undeniable message. Stop perpetually rebuilding every 6 months. Start building something genuinely lasting, something that can endure. And that, precisely, is the bedrock principle upon which true championship teams are forged. Caitlin Clark, the phenom who's already rewritten record books, isn't just changing the game on the court. She's quietly, powerfully, reshaping the very fabric of the Indiana Fever's front office. Reports are flying that Clark, with the kind of subtle influence usually reserved for seasoned veterans, has pressured management to retain Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull, two of her closest allies and most crucial on-court partners, no matter the cost. And the truly crazy part? It worked. This isn't just locker room chatter. This is a seismic shift in power dynamics. So, the burning question is this: do you think Clark is right to wield her unprecedented influence in this manner? Or has she, as a player, crossed an invisible line, establishing a new, controversial precedent in the WNBA